Hey, what it do? It's your boy Trigger Jones. Y'all know how the game go. Y'all know what we came for. Another unattended opinion reaction video. Today, we're just getting into something to the Nofugazee podcast. Today we got a good one for y'all though. I would say. We got 304's. They got standards too. Just because they women and they promiscuous don't mean they don't have standards, but of course, this does get kind of heated. So from what I've seen in the title, so we're gonna take a look. And of course, always like, share, subscribe, follow your boy on all platforms. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Say a woman, her past was that she just used to strip, right? 10 years prior to meeting
Melvin's?
No, just say a woman.
Oh, a woman,
and
okay.
Just instead of it being Melvin, it's a woman. In her past, she used to strip.
Okay.
But now she's gone on and she's gotten her bachelor's degree and this, that, and the third. And her stripping career was what paid for that bachelor's degree. Now she's, graduated and onto her career. She meets a man. Will he look at that past the same as what you were saying is like, oh, I can't bring her into my future. She used to shake her up for a living.
Correct.
Yeah. So go ahead and answer this issue.
Wow, Cooley. I forgot you.
I do want to say that, of course, the society we live in today, I would say it doesn't really matter about your past, but it will be judged and held accountable by most men who live by society standards. Now, you do have some free-spirited guys as myself that I really don't care because, we all got to pass. Our repetition precedes us, but of course, it's about who we can clean up. And things like this, I can kind of tell sounds like that's where the direction she's going. But, of course, we're probably gonna definitely get the average everyday answer that you're looking for. Let's get into it.
You're here. Hi.
Yeah, because y'all be talking a lot.
He was asleep in the corner over
He said
here.
he was asleep.
Now I'm just letting y'all speak.
Look at his eyes. He was asleep.
But yes, like Cooley said, we do care about your past. Once we hear that you did anything promiscuous in the past, whether it's be a stripper or a prostitute or just known to sleep around with plenty of.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most men, it depends on where you're at. Now, a lot of men will date strippers. Don't get it twisted by any means. They will date strippers. I wouldn't advise most men that's insecure to date strippers, but that's what I normally see. The men that spend their money, that lead with money, I shall say. They usually are the ones that kind of date the strippers and have insecurity problems. But, a security man doesn't really trip because usually that's probably where he met her at. So, yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Guys,
That's not what I said.
I'm just giving an example. That's an automatic no for most men.
But that's not what I was saying.
Including stripper.
Okay, but
We don't care. We don't care if you
It's sex work. So
rehabilitated.
strip work is a form of sex work, and a reason why. And think about it, like when we get married, hypothetically, say if we got married, you take my last name. So the last name means something. If you are a stripper, if you was a stripper, it doesn't matter. Your reputation. What I'm saying is your reputation still carries with you. So the person that I'm giving my last name to, I want her to have a good reputation, not a bad reputation. Now, if we change it, if we say that like the woman got locked up and did some time versus the woman that was on a stripper pole, we'll take the chick that was in prison rather than the chick that was on a stripper.
Now, question. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm probably gonna trigger some guys that's gonna say, like, "What the world? What the hell are you on?" But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll take a bitch that, excuse my language. I'll take a woman that strip. She might have sold a little pussy, but even your mama did that. Most of y'all mamas and grandmas did that, but they just didn't call it sex work. Most of them did that. So I'm gonna prefer her with a little body count over somebody that's came out and did 10 and 15. And I really don't know if she's rehabilitated or what she really got going on. I'm just saying, as far as if I had those preferences. Now, of course, me, I'm going to let, anybody have a fair chance because I do believe in it's what you're trying to be and become after being rehabilitated or even getting out of that type of life. But on the average, yeah, I'm going to go with that who said that pussy.
Because what guys don't want is if I'm dating a girl and she used to be a stripper and I take her to an event with all my friends, the most embarrassing thing for a minute is if they come up to us like, "Yo,
I was slapping her booty at I was
I was
ripping
throwing
that
her
thing
bread.
up.
I had in a private room. I did this to her. I did that to her.
Twirling around like."
That's the most embarrassing thing for a guy. Whether you ladies agree with it or
And the
not.
crazy thing is, she did all that for another man and didn't even do it for you.
That's the worst part.
But what if she did that in a different state and then you took her to somewhere and nobody knows her?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
There's no reputation.
It doesn't matter if she did it in heaven or hell. If we find out, she's a dog.
But what about men too? Men strip too.
That's why you
and men shake their booty.
But that's crazy though. Like, you'll take all of that just because she, on top of that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If your man's talk to you like that, or if a man talk to you like that anyway, you're gonna automatically feel disrespected. So, most men not gonna automatically just say that out in the open. They might think it, but they just not gonna automatically say it. Like, that's just, he's kind of, how can I say, he's reaching to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. So guys like him, I'm not saying he's like a man, but I'm just gonna say he's more of a traditional man. He cares what people think, obviously. So most men that think what they think, that care what people think, obviously are gonna have this type of, this type of rhetoric.
And
you ladies don't remember. You don't really care about the man's
what you say.
I know I'm
girls, but I'm just saying, you're so convicted with what you say. Like, you say that from the deepest part of your
Yes, because I mean what I
But 9
say.
times out of 10, it's
It's wrong. It's judgmental.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on
Very
that.
judgmental.
But a
This
lot
is
of
not
the times when it
fugazi.
comes down to it, it's half-hearted with a lot of the things that you guys go so hard on. Because at the end of the day, whichever woman catches your heart and really is rocking with you, and you can feel that from the deepest part of where you just said that from, it ain't gonna matter where she came
Exactly.
from, bro.
Me, yes, it
It's
will.
not.
If I find
That's
out my
you.
business,
I'm
that's
telling you.
I can
It's
tell you what I
I'm
can
not
do.
saying, okay, a full-fledged dude, of course you're not gonna give that your last name. You're not even
stripper
gonna
too.
take.
Okay, so
Bruh,
stripper
stop
too.
it.
That's
I
you.
used to
That's your
dance and I've
opinion.
never in my life been
What about a
completely
felon?
nude. Okay, so you're sitting
It
up there
doesn't
telling
matter.
me that I would
difference.
never be
Okay.
married because of the fact that I used to
So-
dance.
I never said that.
sounds
You stop
crazy.
putting words in my mouth.
No, but I'm just saying. But you're saying, you literally just said, why would I want to give a woman my last name if she's been out there? The last thing a guy wants to do is to know that the girl's been out there with another guy telling
Yes.
her.
That's
Okay.
what
Some
we
guys
care
don't even
about.
care about
the same
that.
way you women care about a man having money, being able to take care of you, being competent,
bed, yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Now I do say that I do have to agree that we definitely do care about those things as far as men in general, generally speaking. But also I would also say that as far as men, I feel like the body count is probably like the highest thing that we only have to like feed back with, like fight back with, as far as wanting a woman to, besides the submissive part. That submissive part don't really mean that. That's neither here nor there. But as far as like the body count, I do notice that we like hoes as far as whenever we want to be single and promiscuous, but whenever we settling down, we do want you to have not a lot of people, probably people you could probably count on your hand, which is it's very rare nowadays, especially since I would say we're in a more free spirited type of world now.
being 6'4", we care about a woman's passion, her being sexual and being a whore.
Okay, so you date. Okay, so you date Jennifer Lopez, a Beyonce, all that. They wear the same thing and go and perform. Now, okay, just say the stripper is not a stripper. She's an artist, a singer, and
Beyonce to a stripper.
Jennifer Lopez dead was just on the freaking Super Bowl stripping, dancing on a stripper pole. One of the Jenny from the Block. Stop playing like she's not a Beyonce.
Okay, so again,
but stop playing like she wasn't a Beyonce in her own sense. And I'm not just saying, oh, Beyonce's a stripper, but she still wears that strippers wear.
So let me ask you a question.
Hitting home, isn't it?
No, I'm just saying, when it comes
question.
down to it, you guys can sit up there and try and degrade certain situations
First of all,
and look at it as a character flaw because of what? The sexualities are heightened?
So, first of all,
the sexuality is heightened?
A woman stripping she's degrading herself, not me.
That's not degrading yourself.
How are you going to be on the stripper pole and you say, I'm the one degrading you?
I said you want to try and degrade women and put it as if they're
I'm degrading
expressing their sexuality.
Yes, you're correct. I'm degrading
because you're mixing them.
OnlyFans models, chicks that sleep around with 100,000s of men that are the town whore. Yes, I'm degrading them. Look, I'm sorry, but like women who sexualize themselves never been respected in all of history. When a woman,
the main thing on mainstream media is sexualization of women. What are you talking about? You literally sit there and watch and sit there and get your kicks off over women. The whole society is built off of exploiting women. Your whole podcast.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I know it's gonna look heated, but let's just unpack that real quick. Now, what he's saying is very true, but what she's saying is very extremely true as well. We do live in a very sexualized society. Where it's not as bad as it was to kind of like not have sex or have sexual promiscuous ways, because we are more free spirited than our our grandparents are. But most men are still not gonna want the hometown hoe. I mean, now it just depends on who she is, because some have changed, and some men don't really care. They're like, fuck it, it is what it is. But I mean, on the average, I see what he's saying. Nobody's gonna really want that, because they still thinking from her past, or it could have been, her present right now, but she's trying to, get out of that mode. But you never know. But most men aren't gonna go for that. I would have to agree with him too.
Is exploiting women. So how are you going to sit there and say, yes, I'm degrading, because that's your whole niche, Ease. That's your niche. That's the way you make money, Ease, is degrading of women, Ease. So why are you sitting up here putting shit together?
I'm degrading women who do sex work.
Oh, you're degrading all of women, because the women who don't want to stay with their husbands for cheating on them, you degrade them too, because they're going to believe the women that aren't having sex with their women, 80%, you're still degrading them too, but you're not giving a reason
why.
Said
that. I'm talking about women.
Okay, so listen, real quick, Ease, I got you.
You're adding other stuff that I've never even said.
We're moving the goalposts.
Let me get some decorum.
No, you're talking about you put a whole list of things you degrade.
Yes,
you missed a couple.
Yo, mama, let me create some decorum here. Good back and forth. Good, I like it. That's why I let it go. It's spirited. So you said something.
It's gonna be a clip though.
You said something to East. You said that, man, you're speaking with a lot of conviction, with a lot of passion.
Yeah.
And Ease is speaking with a lot of passion, because this is how
I had to do it to him.
This is how he feels. And he feels this way is because he really think that these women that degrade themselves really don't deserve a good man. That's essentially what he's saying, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And correct me if I'm wrong, though. One of the reasons why I think that you're speaking with a lot of conviction and passion too is because.
But I'm saying, as a, I'm not going to say, but I mean, men that aren't the best either, so that say they don't deserve a good woman. I mean, you can't really just have, I feel like a lot of men of course, on YouTube and podcasts, definitely want to have their cake and eat it too. And I don't feel like they have a balance, because as men, we definitely will say it's okay for us to do certain things, but if she does it, it's a deal breaker. But I just don't feel like, that's not the game.
You were one of the women that was that fit that description, that was stripping.
Yes, dancing.
Is that correct? Okay, cool. So both of you are speaking with passion.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between the conversations and what you're having is, I see the angle where you're coming from. You're saying that, well, there's men out there, yes, saying this stuff like men don't want these women, but there's men out there that accept this all the time. Mm-hmm. And the reason why you are saying this is because, you know what? You're right. There are men that accept women that do OnlyFans, that strip and do porn and do all of these things. Let me finish. Let me land my plane.
Go ahead,
land
it.
I'm saying. I'm saying that I understand.
Let's not forget. In fact, he's one of those people. Because he a flawed ass nigga too. Oh, yeah. The Fugazi guy, yeah, he flawed as hell. When y'all go check and do it, especially shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Hey, he did a whole piece. Hey, bro, flaw. So watch his words. Because he not right either. He definitely is double standard. Like the epitome of it.
Understand you, right? But the truth is, those men that accept you with your checkered past, you don't want them. You don't want those men. The thing is, you ladies actually are more attracted to the guys that has some morality, that has a backbone that says, listen, I want something better for you rather than that. Right. So the man that would accept you with that, he obviously really doesn't want anything better for you because he's accepting that. So I say all of that to say, even when you're speaking about, oh, this podcast, and well, first, even before you get to the podcast, some of the things that you were saying were very true. You said that, well, men are exploiting women. Look at OnlyFans, look at porn. Most of the porn industries, the owners are men exploiting women. I 100% agree. And those men aren't good men. Those men, I would say, are simps. The men that get into relationships with those women are simps. But normally, those aren't, when women settle with guys, like when girls did OnlyFans or had been doing sex work, strippers and stuff like that, and they're in a relationship with the guy, and they're still doing it, they don't really respect those men, because if they really respected those men, I did a whole panel. I did many panels of all strippers. Mm-hmm. They know how degrading it is. They know how it hurts their soul. Like, I'm only doing it because like I have to. If I didn't have a choice, I really wouldn't do it. Listen, the majority of strippers, I've had interviewed many strippers. Now there's exceptions to the rule. There's some strippers that want to do it because they like doing it. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about generally most strippers, most people, most women that's in sex work, they're doing it because they don't really want to do it. And when they're with the man at that time, the man that accepts them why they're doing it, they can't respect them because it's like, you're not getting me out of this situation.
Now, that's
I'm
what
doing
I was
something
saying.
that is very degrading. So listen real quick.
No, 1 second.
I got
before you go too
real
far.
quick. No, I'm not going too far. Let me just land my planes. I'll let y'all speak.
Go ahead.
Now let's get into the Nofugazee part, because you put the podcast in there. This podcast is not to degrade women. This podcast is to give women the truth. Nofugazee means not fake.
No, I ain't gonna hold you. Now listen. He got a dope podcast, but it's some of his things that really are double standards. They do kind of degrade women. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and kind of bash women. But it is good to have women on the panel, so that way when he does have that dialogue, just like, you know, the fresh and fit niggas, but they don't give nobody a chance to talk. That you do kind of have that back and forth. He does a lot, like I say, he did allow them to speak, and did allow them to have their moment. Even though they tried to cut him off, he was still very polite and gentlemanlike. I did like that. But for him to say some of the things that he's saying, that it's not, you know, just not solely does it bash, I wouldn't say that. Just as if other shows don't bash men. You know, we all kind of have the same.
Not fugazi, it means authentic. It means speak what's true. So I'm always giving the both sides of it. I speak about the immoralities that men do and the immoralities that women do. The thing is, when we speak about the immoralities that women do, or the things that men really just don't like, they'll say that they like it to smash, but really they wouldn't really take you serious. Like, I don't really like that. And you ladies conflate the two. you think that is demonizing to you, but it's actually uplifting you. I'm trying to give you the male perspective so you can understand. So when you're out there dating and men are courting you, you can probably source out the guys that's lying to you a little bit better after this podcast. Cause like, Dad, Cooley gave all the game. You get what I'm saying? So this podcast is not to exploit women. Furthermore, my debating shows do much better than my dating and relationship shows.
Yeah.
I don't need to do dating and relationship shows at all. I do one dating relationship show a month. I do debates. So this podcast is not built off of what you're just having ladies on. And the other thing is, I don't pay any ladies to be on the show. This is not no simp podcast. You ladies get to come on here at your own free will, shout out your businesses, do whatever you want to do as far as if you want to promote yourself or if you just want to have the conversation. But I never pay any chick. So I'm not even doing this to try to like grab. I don't give a freak if no girls come at all. The podcast would still go on. So this podcast is not degrading women at all.
Saying before, again, I said a Melvin situation. This woman used to is a statement that I said. Used to. Again, I said as that would be something that you guys would consider something that's a no-go. You screamed out, no! No strippers, no nothing. Now, first off, my entire career dancing, I never sold a piece of ass. Now, chip, wait a second. Let me land my plane. Let me land my plane. Again,
real quick, we want to move on though, too.
Regardless of that. But at the end of the day, when do you cut off how much somebody's past really matters?
You don't. Period.
That's a good question.
You don't.
Yeah.
Like, so let me just say this one thing. Just because a man does not agree with what you did in your past or what you're doing currently doesn't mean it's degrading. Only you yourself can degrade your own self. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. A man has a right to like and dislike what he wants in a woman. You know what I mean? Just like you ladies have the right to not date a guy who's broke, no money, no car, living in my basement, who's fat and overwhelmed. Nobody ever cares about what women.
Now he got a point there because women do say they won't want that, but when you look at them, they are out of shape, not up to par. Only really makeup and hair and lashes really kind of, had them stand out. Not saying they're not beautiful, of course. All women is beautiful to the beholder of the eye, but they do want to have those standards and don't meet any kind of qualifications because, for one, they don't want to be adults. I just feel like women like that don't want to be adults. For two, if you're dating for looks, then please make sure you can kind of meet the same qualifications as well. And if you don't have those and you have to hype your own self up all the time, society doesn't tell that you're a beautiful person as far as beauty goes, you should chill. You should just not really, you should just live and not really have those standards. But, social media is making everyone feel like they can have that. So what can I say?
Say that they don't like in a man. But, as soon as a guy say, hey, look, we're not going to tolerate this. We're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate if you look like this, if you weigh like that, if you had this past. We have that right. But just because we don't like what you do doesn't mean it's degrading. Only you can degrade yourself. That has nothing to do with me. Nobody's forcing women to do sex work. Yeah. Nobody's forcing women to go into porn. Nobody's forcing women to be a stripper. Nobody's forcing women to do OnlyFans. There's poor people in different countries that come to America with nothing and work 500 jobs and make it without even getting on a pole. So if you took that personal, then that's on you. Then you got to look yourself in the mirror.
No, it's not personal at all because my life doesn't revolve around the way you think.
You made it about you.
No, I was just stating the fact of the matter. You went very deep on it. I'm just saying.
You made it about yourself. I didn't know that you used to strip.
No, I was giving an example. That wasn't necessarily based off of anything. Like I said, I'm in a relationship, and this man knows everything about me and my past. I'm not. The only thing that made me mad was the fact that you went so hard on saying that you were just absolutely no. And I'm just saying that is not always true with everyone.
You know
and
why
you're so deep on it. And it's like once a woman catches your heart, I hope you don't feel the same way based off of
what
her
he said
past.
is very simple. And the thing is, everything he just said,
she was passionate about that. I just want to throw that out there.
I agree with
I'll sum it up in less than it'll be one sentence. Women's standards are praised. Men's standards are demonized.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay listen, when we brought that up and all of y'all gave y'all thing, I even said, I was like, this your preferences. You know, I asked little questions, but I didn't try to demonize you for liking Melvin. Did I demonize any of the girls for liking Melvin? The only thing I said, I was like, well, you don't really care about his past that much. You're looking more to his future. But I didn't demonize it like, ew, why you like this? Ew, why you don't like that? I didn't demonize it at all. We don't demonize women for having standards. But once men have standards, like, I like this, but I don't like this, demonize. Oh, you're a misogynist. You're a bad guy. That's what's going on here. That's the difference between y'all two. So the thing is, he's pointing out his standards. And guess what? His standards is most men's standards. If men had the choice, most men accept the OnlyFans, the strippers, and these girls out of necessity because they don't have any choice. They don't have another option but this stripper. You get what I'm saying?
But my statement wasn't for a stripper.
But I don't really believe that's true because really, if you think about it, if you talking to a stripper, you probably got money to either, you know, buy somebody beautiful or you have some type of status. Most people, like, how could I say, average guys don't talk to strippers, or I'm not gonna say that, vice versa. Most strippers don't talk to average guys unless they got something to gain or, you know, something from it. So for him to say that's just their only option, I don't believe that. That's false, in my opinion.
For now, mine was a Melvin
even the stripper
statement.
in the past.
Okay, but again, you keep reverting back to, I'm not gonna date a stripper.
I'll say this. This
if
is how
she's
it
not
goes.
a stripper now, so she never tells you that she was a stripper.
Look, I'll give you the mindset. This is how it goes. Look, real quick. This is how it goes, and then we'll go around, ladies.
You don't care.
Listen,
all right, bro.
Yeah, ladies, look, this is how it goes. We can catch a good vibe, and it'll be cool. Like, yo, man, she's real cool. And maybe I don't know you was a stripper. Once I find out that you're a stripper, it's clipped. That's what I'm saying. But now it goes with, if we real cool and we vibing out, we catch a vibe. And I don't know that you're a stripper, but then I find out you're a stripper.
Word.
No, listen.
Word. Like, this is a past tense.
I found out that you were a stripper. Listen. If I don't have any options, like, you are the best looking girl that I can get, and our chemistry is good, and I don't really have any other options, I'm good. It's a high probability I'll accept you because you're a stripper. But if I have options, and once I find out you're a stripper, I will take the girl that looks uglier than you. You can be an 8. I'll take the chick that's a 5. And if she's not a stripper, I will wipe that chick over wiping you. That's how men work. We work off of options. And you know what makes the man have more options? What are women attracted to?
Wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me, since I decided to go and dance, or anyone in this room decided to go and dance,
the dudes with options is your recreational use only. You are recreational use only.
Being a baby mother.
You are recreational use only.
Yes. A single mother.
There's many things as recreational use only. You would be recreational use only for most men.
That is disgusting.
That isn't disgusting. That's
disgusting
the truth.
For a single mother to be recreational use only.
No, we're speaking about a stripper currently right now.
I'm talking. You just literally said something about single mothers being recreational use.
For most men,
I don't know, man, but you make it seem like if you shake that ass for that cash, like you just low quality, bottom of the barrel. Like, it's females that do that, you know, I mean, that is what it is, but that don't make them low quality. Don't mean everybody's selling it. It's just because you can tell that's what he do. That's the people he be around. That's the atmospheres he be in, which got his mind thinking like that. But I mean, personally, strippers I met, some, like, you know, like, they don't even really want you to smack them on their ass. They'll shake on you, but they don't really want you touching them. Like, so for him to say that, it's not really always true.
Recreational use only.
Not all. Well, I guess that's what the reality is for y'all.
But anyways, let's get to the rest of the super chats. And we got another video too. Ladies, I mean, this next video will probably get y'all more engaged. So if you like that.
So, man, yeah, that's the end of that. So me personally, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like, yeah, if you're a 304, as they call it, you strip, you're a SMEX worker, as they say, because they say you two be tripping. I mean, that's your business. But really, if that's what you do, I would prefer for you just to kind of find more free-spirited, more open type of men that would be more open to, you know, not really judgmental of your lifestyle and your past. That's not really simpish at all. Men just say that. Well, some men say that. That it just really goes all to your preference, because once you find out, everybody kind of folds for something. It just really depends on what it is. But yeah, you know, if y'all like this video, of course, you know, like, share, subscribe, comment, put your opinion in there. You know how I feel. Until again, you know what it is. Your boy Trigger.